Hello and welcome to AUC News. I'm Karim Mourtada. 30,000 people evacuated the city of Kalinivka in the Ukraine after a huge fire took place at an ammunition depot at a military base affecting the whole Ukrainian town. The town hall shut down the electricity and gas supply to prevent any further damages from affecting the surrounding of the military base.
Для нас саме головне – це забезпечити безпеку громадян, тому була організована негайна евакуація зі всіх міст, які можуть бути потенційно уражені уламками від вибухів боєприпасів.
Police officials and firemen rushed on the fire site to aid the local evacuees and help any of the injured. The Ukrainian authorities confirmed that 4 residential buildings were damaged by fire and no casualties are yet to be reported. China ranked 27th worldwide on the World Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Report for 2017 and 2018, with market size, macroeconomics, environment, and innovation cited as its strong showings.
China is becoming an innovation powerhouse. It's become very innovative, which is good news for China, given the need for China to rebalance its economy and to move to a new model of growth, right? Not based on low-end manufacturing, based on export, but more on services, but on high-end or high-value-added activities.
Switzerland kept the first spot on the report, which was out on Wednesday in Geneva. The report is an annual assessment of the factors driving countries' and regions' productivity and prosperity. This year's report has assessed 137 countries and regions for their competitiveness. The research chief also pointed that reform, creativity, and human resources are the new driving forces for improving competitiveness.
What we're saying is that the innovation ecosystem, for innovation to really create value to society, you need innovation to spread across society. We see in China and in many other emerging economies, we see that technological penetration is not yet widespread. So it remains concentrated in urban areas, whereas rural areas are left behind.
Independent vendors in Washington, D.C. have found loopholes around the law that prohibits the buying and selling of marijuana, despite the fact that it is legal to grow and consume it in small amounts. In 2014, D.C. voters approved recreational cannabis to be consumed or grown, but not in its sale. Some markets and shops are legally selling T-shirts with a gift, which is an amount of marijuana.
We can't outright sell cannabis or edibles, but we're allowed to gift them. So what we do, we sell raffle tickets. And with our raffle tickets, we gift any of our edibles or whatever we have that's medicated.
Other vendors are even selling medical-grade marijuana infused in gummy worms or even sold in jars. DC police forces are aware of the buying and selling of cannabis using this loophole, but they say that they are not actively targeting any vendors for the time being. Given that marijuana is banned under federal law, only the US Congress has the final say in Washington, D.C.'s affairs so that the city cannot legalize sales of cannabis. City of Councilman David Grasso thinks that the city should develop regulations anyway.
What are they going to do? I mean, throw us all in jail? I don't think so. My problem is I can't convince people that marijuana is an issue that they should go to jail for, in spite of the fact that thousands and thousands and thousands of our poor residents have gone to jail for it over the past 40 years or so because of the failed war on drugs.
Legalizing the sale of cannabis and taxing it could provide the city with enough funding to develop and enforce new regulations. Moving on to Saudi Arabia, a surprise decision was taken to grant women the right to drive, marking a significant expansion in women's rights. The royal decree that came late on Tuesday was after 3 decades of women fighting for the right to drive.
Socially, this is a big symbolic issue in the kingdom that I would almost analogize to the gun rights issue in the US, where it's become kind of the center of contention between different parts of society for control over the social sphere, where the country is heading, what the meaning of kind of adherence to religious values is. So on that front, taking this step is a clear decision towards the side of, opening the country up, liberalizing the culture, making progress on things like entertainment, greater equality between the genders.
Saudi Arabia was the only country in the world which banned women from driving. The decree released indicated that women will not be allowed to drive immediately. A committee will be formed to look into how the new order will be implemented, which will take effect in June 2018. Former Thai Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has been sentenced to 5 years in prison by Thailand's Supreme Court on Wednesday. Her lawyer, Norawait Larling, has not been able to reach her. Former Thai Prime Minister who was ousted has been found guilty of malfeasance in a loss-ridden rice subsidy program. Norway held a press conference after a warrant was issued for Shinawatra to explain the latest updates on her case.
ผมยังไม่ทราบว่าผมจะแจ้งไปที่ไหนเพราะว่าผมตั้งแต่25มาเนี่ยผมก็ยังไม่ได้ติดต่อท่านแล้วก็เรายังไม่ทราบว่าจะติดต่อที่ไหนแล้วท่านเองท่านก็ยังไม่ได้ประสานมาครับเข้าใจว่าเดี๋ยวทางสื่อมวลชนก็คงจะมีการเสนอข่าวไปท่านเขาอาจจะรับทราบนะฮะท่านคงจะรับทราบส่วนท่านจะประสานมายังไงค่อยว่ากันอีกทีนึง
The former Prime Minister's lawyer has announced to the public that he yet to decide what the next step to her defense will be. Yingluck may face around 11 other indictments of misfeasance.
ใช่นะครับก็คงจะขอคัดคำพิพากษาฉบับที่สมบูรณ์ที่สุดนะฮะครับไปพิจารณาศึกษาดูก่อนครับ
The owner of a McLaren sports car filed a case for almost $6,000 against a donkey owner because the animal chewed the backside of the car. The McLaren owner filed a complaint after the donkey owner refused to pay him any compensation for the incident, according to the DPA news agency. Police suggested that the donkey named Vitus might have chewed part of the McLaren for its orange color that he might have mistaken with a giant carrot. Local media reported that the donkey owner is still refusing to pay for the damage because he believes that the car owner should have chosen a better place to park his car. This was the AUC Newscast. Thank you for watching AUC TV.